Hey guys, we're talking all things Genoa City again this week, so stay tuned for the rest of the Sunday Soap Block with me, Lacretia Lyon.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh my god, there's that sound again.
It's the theme song.
Yes.
That's been here forever.
Oh, God.
But we haven't. This is only our second week of the Restless
It's
wrap
so
up.
beautiful.
Yeah, and as I said, guys, I'm your host, Lacretia Lyon, and with me today are my lovely co-host. Introduce yourself, Alexander.
Alexander Rodriguez.
All right, and Kiera Giavanni.
Kiera Giavanni.
All right, guys, and where can they find you online?
Well, they can find me at a bar. No, but really. At Twitter, at Instagram, at On The Rocks On Air. You can find me on the web at ontherocksradioshow.com. And I also have to apologize because I got a few comments. Because I'm new at AfterBuzz and I don't know what camera's on. And you guys played the theme and I was making this weird like soap opera face for 2 minutes. And all you see in the clip is me being a weirdo for 2 minutes. Apologize. I'm not having a spasm.
Okay, I'm Kiera Giavanni.
Right, we'll just go on from that.
We're gonna move on.
We're drinking wine, by the way.
You are.
Yeah.
So you can find me on all social media at Kiera Giavanni, Giavanni. I didn't get any weird comments about my face.
You got sexy comments, and Lacretia,
I got
there was actually an NBC network man that sent me a message asking if you were single. This show changes lives, people.
Yes, I am single, but unfortunately Jason Thompson is not. But we will get to that news later.
There's so much. There's so much.
I know, but speaking of Jason Thompson, his character Billy has been a bad boy all week. But I'm loving it. How about you guys?
I love to see him be a little bit.
Yeah.
And we were actually we were talking about this. He's actually going to the gym. Did you see there was a little bit more definition? Because he looked like a Hardy Boy from high school the first time he was out and about. He looked like a man this week, and my crush is increasing.
Well, yeah, to me, it was very much like Captain America, the First Avenger movie, where he was super skinny, and then now he's super hot.
I mean, he's a man. He's out there knocking down everyone.
And we got to see his bedroom.
I know, he has one.
He has a bedroom.
Why were they
With
banging
nice
on the
sheets.
stairs?
He has nice sheets. No good artwork, but who cares?
Yeah.
I love that he actually was like, you know what, you're going to do this, because it's so real in real life. Like, I know we've all been there. It was like, you're gonna, okay, then I'm gonna do this. But she was really aggressive, which I found a little offensive. She was like Miss Slutty Puppy, and you notice when her
so
shift
easy.
ended too, just like Victoria's, she was like, okay, my shift is ended. She put her apron down on the table. She was ready to go. Like, cash out, girl.
Yeah, Bethany. And of course, Bethany
I love that, by the way. That was fun.
It's Bethany, by the way.
Those were the writers having some fun.
Yeah, and Chriselle Strauss, who's playing Bethany, is Justin Hartley's real-life fiance. And she used to be and Melissa Claire Egan's best friend. So it's very awkward, I guess, on the set.
Wow.
Since they're
Well, I'm going to knock out my notes about her acting then. No.
Well, yeah, because Chriselle played Amanda on All My Children when Melissa was Crazy Annie. So it's really fun to see them together again.
But the waitress just seemed to fit in the whole world. Like, she's like, I could, she's a part of it. Do we think that she's going to come back, or was that just a one-day
I think she's
thing?
coming back, and she has an ulterior motive.
Yeah, she has a contract, so she will be here.
Is she going to get pregnant? The Phyllis?
I don't know about pregnant, but she's after...
Yeah, you could tell. I mean, her gambling and being, a waitress at her age, she's looking for a rich man.
Come up.
Her age. Are you kidding?
She's young.
Yeah, she's young, but, most people would be...
She looks a little dusty.
Yeah.
But no, I mean in the whole terms of things. Like, if Billy's going to go with somebody, it'll be like a 19-year-old, and he's going to take her to prom, and then...
Oh, God. No, I mean,
Wow.
she's a little...
My notes are out the window.
I was like, she's a little younger than Phyllis and Victoria, but, she's probably been through college. That's why I was expecting her to maybe have like a job
regular
at
job.
Chappelle.
Yeah. No, not yet.
I just loved after our jokes about, we didn't get to see Billy's bedroom. They made a comment of, number one, we're in the bedroom.
No, but when he knocked her down on the couch, I'm like, oh, God, here we go. That's it. But then she made the comment, like, the cellar. I'm like, oh my God, the set designer is out of
control this week.
Next week.
And what I love is, like, of course they brought that up because I'm sure they got tons of comments about, you had them bang on the stairs, the couch, everywhere but the bed.
It's our comments.
Right.
We're famous, so let's just...
And then you have the fact that, like, I love when people have those sex flashbacks, especially when they're having sex with someone else, just like they did it with Phyllis and Jack and Billy and Bethany. It was so funny. I'm like,
do any of you ever have flashbacks?
I'm having a flashback right now.
I believe those are hot flashes.
But I love the soundtrack.
Yeah.
When you hear the soundtrack of, like, Enya or Sarah McLachlan in the background, you're like, okay, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about that relationship.
Yeah.
Well, you're the host.
Go ahead.
No, so... should we just flash forward to when Billy goes into the hotel room?
Oh, yeah.
Number one, how did he know what room they were in?
Set magic.
And then he has the audacity to go in that room knowing what's going to happen, and she's wearing that...
Negligee.
Yeah.
And he's like, is this for, he's thinking, is this for me? Like,
I thought that they were going to have another sex scene.
I thought they were at least going to kiss.
Kiss.
Yes. So are we disappointed that that didn't happen? Do we think this is going to continue?
Oh, I'm all for Philly. Yeah.
Because we got tweets and comments that some people are for it and some people are just not for it.
Majority are not for it.
I'll be honest, I don't believe that chemistry, and I get mad that Phyllis is such a two-faced, can I say slut on AfterBuzz?
Yeah, so that's fine.
She's two-faced, but honestly, Phyllis has to work on her poker face. You see it all over every
Believe me,
time.
she's been poked enough. Her
Billy
poker
can
face
teach
is good enough.
Every time Billy mentions another woman or somebody brings it up, it's just...
But I like that because it's like, okay, she's into that. I think Billy is just so... Like, he's searching for something. He's a lonely guy. And my attraction for him took off this week because I saw that loneliness with him, that he's so upset about Phyllis. I care now more about his character than Phyllis. Phyllis,
I would agree.
She's been around the carousel. Phyllis is going to be fine. She'll work at Yogurtland, and she'll fill your order. She'll give you your toppings. But Billy, I think, he's just a hurt little boy.
I know. Jason Thompson.
Billy, call me.
Yeah. has just really owned this role. And, like, I know there's a lot of haters out there.
Yes.
But again, same thing with...
Subtle. Hashtag subtle.
With Gina Tokioni, and everyone knows how much I love Michelle. We are friends, Twitter friends, not...
Okay, friend in your head.
Yes, but yeah, like, I think Gina is owning it, and Jason too. And to me, Jason has brought this new soft side to Billy, and it's gone back,
Yeah. Do you remember old school Billy? Like when they had the Glow by Jabot campaign, they were throwing the pool houses? That guy was hot.
Hello, I have Glow by Jabot right now. Do you remember? Because we made the joke about his big bicycle helmet.
Yes.
And he's like, get on... Phyllis said, get on your bike. And he was like, I don't have my helmet here.
And I'm thinking, I was like, that was the time when it was Billy Miller, but now he's on GH. So, yeah. And then Jason Thompson went from GH to Why Not?
here.
We're playing musical
Mixing and
hot
matching,
dudes.
swapping.
But the hurt in his eyes and his just like, God, he really just wants to be close to somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't think Phyllis is it either.
Did anybody miss Sharon this week?
No.
I mean, she's my favorite character. So the lack of Sharon this week, it was tough for me.
I like Sharon, but they're just, like, this storyline for her, I'm just not liking.
It's
so
tough.
I think that's why I was like,
So what would
okay.
you do with that storyline then?
Well, to me,
Because I felt the same way too.
I really wanted Sharon to be the one to be like, this isn't my baby, give it to Sage. And obviously, that didn't
That didn't happen.
But towards the end of the week, Sharon did have some nice moments, especially with Moira.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
know you did your...
Mariah.
Oh, sorry.
Moira.
They call the wind Mariah. Anyway.
Yes.
Oh, that's an old musical theater. You
I
guys
feel like
don't
her
know
heart
what
is
I'm
in the
talking
right
about.
place,
Yeah.
though. It is.
She did have some nice scenes towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
But
I
if you're
think-
going to go to a memorial, don't wear like a fairy princess like top. Like, what is happening?
Fairy princess top.
No, but I find Sharon that she's a very accessible actress, so that she's always there with her emotions,
Yeah.
and she's
Yeah, Sharon
always
Case is
forefront.
phenomenal. Yeah.
And what a great thing. You get to play as Sharon and your real name's Sharon. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I know, because she's never like, what?
She's not confused. She's like,
Yeah.
my car's at
Sharon?
the studio. Like, what do you want me to do?
But yeah, there was very little Sharon. But I do like that she keeps mentioning that it's more about Dylan, but it's still just with Sharons Past, it's hard for you to
believe
see
that.
all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think she really does care about him because he's this Mr. Nice Guy.
God, he's so nice. But
I
put
know.
yourself in that position. Like, if you date Mr. Nice Guy, what is better? Either be honest with the truth or what? And now there's this weird new truth with Adam. Do we believe that Adam has done the deed?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think that's
not
all Victor.
This Adam, not pretty Justin Adam.
But we talked.
Bias.
Yeah.
But we talked last week that he has a new role on another show.
Yeah.
It makes sense to send him to jail for a few months to see if the show picks up, and then.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where they're taking this or what's happening there because they're very mum on the whole deal. Because this will be a full-time primetime gig,
Right.
but it's I believe shot in LA as well, so they may be able to work it out. Because some of the people who are on Y&R don't even live in LA, so they have to work out travel schedules. So I think because he's so popular, they're trying to make it work.
Of course.
I mean, they even brought
Like,
Rochelle on the show,
right.
so.
And then Chelsea walks down from the staircase with one
One suitcase, and Victoria's like, where are you going?
She's like, this is my
But I have to, she's ride or die. That was her idea. Let's flee. Let's get out of here.
What was that?
That's why I love Chelsea. She is definitely a ride or die wife.
I disagree with you guys.
Yeah.
I think they're the most boring couple in this whole mix. They're like, I love you. They're beautiful, and then they're like vanilla. I could never see them like going to Disneyland and having a good time. Like they would ride the teacups and be like, "Oh, that was too much for us. We have to go home."
I think she would sneak vodka in her purse.
Yeah,
Do you turn up a little bit? I think so. I think there's like a sassiness to her.
Oh yeah, I love Chelsea.
Yeah.
I almost wanted a love scene when Victoria was there and she was like, "Are you gonna stay?" I was like, "Oh, let's do this. Let's just get it out." Whatever.
Vicky has no kink to her though.
Not at all.
Her scenes with our beautiful bartender, and he got cuter this week. You have to
Travis.
admit.
Yeah, he's adorable. And this is Vicky finally getting down because I've always wondered what the deal with her is because you see her with all these hot, really cool men and. She's actually, that was her first marital problem was she's a prude.
Right.
And so you're just
Her first marital problem was being in Genoa City.
Yeah.
And in that family.
I always say, Noah's the good Newman, the rest of them.
But her character, when she looks at people, when she looks at the bartender, she literally has like, you are my escape.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think this is actually a really good story for Vicky. I'm actually finally pleased and I like that she's being the head of Newman and actually working and,
Actually working. Hello, a little girl is sending her email.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's like,
Dear all, cafeteria will now be open 24/7. Like that's the email I would send out if I was.
I think it's time for Victoria to take that picture of Victor off the wall.
Oh yeah, like that's the thing.
But that was a comment this week.
Yeah, the old man is like, yeah, you're just like your dad. I love this picture.
Okay, let's be honest. It's getting creepier when he is making out with people.
Oh my God.
And I love the actor. I've met the actor many times. It's just now it's like, at what time in your soap opera career do you transition from... Because...
Yeah, well, it was creepy when he was with Sharon, too. So, like,
that was so creepy.
That was the worst.
But it was like, he was like greasy hair, can't even comb his hair.
And then he was crying this week. I don't like the emotional crying Victor.
I think we're ruining Lacretia's life. Because I'm so excited. I'll be honest.
I'm seeing what the chat was saying.
This is surface level stuff.
No,
We'll get into it.
But the week for me started out really, really slow. And I was like, are you kidding? This is the
About
week?
Wednesday, that's when it got on and popped.
It kicked in. I was like, okay, Bravo TV, you're going to have to take a little break. Because now I'm watching this. And you guys, I think about you during the week. I'm like, I wonder what Lacretia would say. What I want to hear. Yeah.
Just text me.
Yeah. Just ask me. What do I think?
I'm
like,
around.
You guys are always drunk. Like, what am I
It's water.
Honestly, for this week, that was true. I was on vacation. But yeah, and that's the thing is weepy-eyed Victor, I was just like, oh, come on. Like, I like Eric Braeden, and I know he can bring it, but I love just full-on evil Victor.
Evil, yes.
Yeah, with a little bit more aggression.
And I don't think his relationship with this Dr. Daddy issues is that deep to bring tears.
Because you know what, there's no chemistry, and she is trying hard. You know, I put her down last week. I was like, brush your goddamn hair, and I still have to say that, like, brush your damn hair. And how many times can he injure his hand, by the way? It's like he's like Luke Skywalker, like, replace your hand, like, just do it. But I think that she's trying really hard to build that chemistry, and like, she got a little teary-eyed. And he also is. He's like, okay, I'm in jail. He got a little teary-eyed this week. But his approach acting is like, oh, like he almost closes his eyes. I'm like, are you asleep? Hello.
He's trying not to show tears. That's what you do when you're a big, strong person and you don't want to see people to see you cry.
A little crocodile tear.
I'm big and strong, Lacretia. I want them to put us in as security officers.
That would be
shot.
no.
So when the door opens and closes, it's you, and then next day it's me, and the next day it's you. Do you think they would do
I
that?
want a bigger role.
They let you.
No, I know you want a bigger role.
As
It's
we
like,
yeah. Oh, that's funny.
well,
It's like they let Yvette Nicole Brown come on as a reporter, and this is her second time doing it. And that was
okay,
funny.
I was actually, when she showed up, I was like, why?
She is delightful, and I love when
she's
she's on The
amazing.
Talking Dead and everything, because she's a real fan like us.
But she was just
that gives
kind of
hope.
awkward.
Yeah, it was awkward, but it was funny awkward.
I want her to bomb, like, Newman Enterprises. Like,
That would be
Evacuate.
funny.
So what's next?
I'm so sorry, Lacretia.
And I'm just like, what are
This
people
is what
saying?
soap operas do, though. Like, you just want to talk about everything.
Everything. There's so much stuff going on.
And there's so much. But yeah, let's see.
And our listeners and our fans, thank you so much for your chat. Like, we see everything. Some of the good, some of the bad.
And we had such good comments.
yeah.
We did.
Like my weird 2-minute face.
Do it again. Do it again.
All right, 2 minutes is up. Let's see.
that
We'll see how long you can take it. All right. Well, big thing this week, Jill came back.
I loved it.
I love Jill, and I love that she was just, her chemistry with Jason Thompson is just, it's like they've been mother and son for years.
Her chemistry with fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And, like I said, I'm coming back to about 10 years being away, and I'm a lot older than you guys. I remember the Jill Katherine fights. Like, I would watch
Those
them
were
and live for
epic.
them. When I saw her come back, it's like almost like when Star Trek Next Generation had an original cast member guest. It was this, like, emotional tie.
Yeah.
It was just, when she showed up, I was like, you go, girl.
And she looked great.
Yeah, she looks phenomenal. And yeah, it was just almost like she hadn't been gone. Like, just immediately coming in with Jason being... Because to me, forever, with the other Billies like Burgess and David Tom, and even with Billy Miller, it was almost like you forgot that they were mother and son. Because they wouldn't put them together. Like, it was always... To me, I always thought she cared about Kane more than Billy.
Right.
But then in this, the whole thing was her focusing on her son for once.
And she even said that he
Yeah.
always thought that she cared more about Kane.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, and again, this is a blast from the past. This is why you guys have an old gay guy on your panel. When she was so upset about Katherine Chancellor's house being changed, I was like, yes.
But
'Cause
that
I remember
color
that
is
house.
bad.
Yeah.
No, but you guys don't remember that house was the playing field. Like she
Oh,
said,
yeah.
that was all the battles, and when people walked into that set, you just had a feeling of Katherine.
Well,
Yeah.
and Eric Braeden had spoke out publicly about how he was not happy about the change. A lot of people weren't. So I loved how they had Jill come in and give the audience
Reiterate that, yeah.
Because, yeah, it was such a big deal to change that. And then what color is this? Gray? Oh, and by the way, it is a requirement for all Sunday Soap Block to have an old gay guy on our show. So, as you said, you're like,
I was just saying that you guys were supposed to say, you're not
no.
old. Okay, but
we're the shady group here.
We are.
But I also read an article, and they're having a shift with writers, and so the biggest complaint from the new writers is that they've phased out the older characters, and so the ratings have dropped, and that's why they brought Jill back. Let's be honest, like Lauren, who's celebrating her birthday today.
Yes.
Happy
birthday, Tracy.
birthday.
Birthday
She was
to
the original
you.
cast. You know, all of these original characters they've kind of like done away with, or they have a little. So this is the biggest complaint from viewers is like, we need to
Those
bring it back.
OGs
Yeah.
back.
And they listen to the viewers, so
And that is one thing I'm really liking now with TV in general. Just they are listening to what we're
Yes.
saying. Like
Yes.
if people are screaming it, like even the actor was screaming, "This is wrong." Have someone come in and say it. Like
We have a voice
Yeah.
now, guys. We gotta use it.
because networks are like they're ready to cut shows left and right. And let's be honest, like soap operas are on like we joke about like, oh, Billy doesn't have a bedroom, but budgets for soap operas are getting less and less because people are engaging less and less. And that's why I love Genoa. Save Genoa City.
Save our city.
Yes, SOS, save our stories. They did that with One Life to Live, and it didn't work.
But you gotta admit, they've been on there for years, and the schedule is probably so monotonous. They want to take time with their family and then come back.
No, but that's the thing. If you've established a story for years, you are part of people's lives.
You are, yeah.
And so,
It hurt when Katherine died.
Yeah, because it was, you know, a big deal. And I love how they keep mentioning it, though, because
and
she
the
was
wing,
such a legend.
that Jill Abbott's like, the wing,
yeah,
the wing.
she's like, no,
you haven't even had a chicken wing. I found that really sweet.
Yeah.
And her line, when she was like, well, Catherine's probably like 200 years old by the time they that was so perfect. And she said, old habits die young. For you guys, like, to me, that means so much. It's like, people are really listening, and they care about Young The Restless as a legacy.
Yeah, and they don't want their legacy crapped on by Hillary's drunk mother. I love that was brought up. And then I love how Phyllis solved it, and Hillary's just like...
Phyllis is stepping up to the plate.
Oh, yeah.
She's here.
You can't work with the big dogs,
She's
Hillary.
giving us
Hillary
Michelle
and Jill
Stafford.
will destroy you.
Hillary.
Yeah, we're going to get into her a little bit later.
Yeah, it's like Phyllis, and it's just so much fun because, she puts her in her place. And that's why I hate that Ashley was not able to do that. But we did get Ashley playing the big sister this week. So
She did.
But the annoying big sister. I want Ashley to get some balls
hands
back
on,
and
run
start
over there.
being who Ashley is. I feel like she's just like, oh, can you do a few lines here and there to keep whatever? No, Ashley used to be a player too. So get in the game.
Yeah, because was my biggest complaint is when she was dying. Ashley wouldn't have taken Hillary's crap.
No.
Yep.
It's like
She
bring
just
back
seems
that
detached
fire.
and.
Yeah, and that's why I'm hoping that we get more of her and Dr. Neville. He can bring out more of her fun side and her badass bitch side. I like that, you know.
Or
Shady
Beverly Hills
side.
Housewives.
Yeah, you know, she's already doing that on there apparently. I've been told.
You've been told, girl. We'll have her on the
was
show.
great.
I'll talk.
So you said Summer is the dumbest person in Genoa City. What's going on?
That was listed on the rundown. Well, and the sad part is Summer had such a great moment with the Mariah, Noah, Kevin scene. So I'll start out with the good news. Is because I loved Summer there because she took Mariah's side for once, and Mariah's kind of her big sister. I was like, yes. And then I love her with Noah, except she gets a little too judgy, and it's just like, really, honey? But it was just like, this is the Summer I like. But the rest of the week, oh my God, Luca's not lying. He's lied to everyone in freaking Genoa City. And that's a feat. There's a lot of people.
You guys, we have to talk about something very serious.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on? Is Luca hot or not?
You answer that.
He is not my type by any means, especially because he is a slime ball.
My
and
God,
I'm
you guys,
the one
when I
who
watch
likes
this, I'm like,
Rick
Lacretia would say
I
that.
know.
And he's not your
Yeah.
type.
He's not my type, but I did appreciate him a little bit more this week. I did.
You know, he's handsome and he fits his clothes well. He was almost in my best dress because of the vest, whatever. So he's not cute.
And I love dark, thick hair, and he's serving that.
I have Desi Arnett hair. Hello. No, it's greasy right now, but
It's hot.
anyway, so he's not cute.
Yeah, not to me, but I do see the appeal because I know I have a friend who thinks he's just super sexy, and I'm just like, he's a sleaze.
Speaking of sexy, do you remember the guy who had the green eyes? He was like a light-skinned black guy. He was sexy.
This week?
No, a blast from the past, a couple months ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
What's his name?
Yeah, I know he was Abby's
His name was
fiance,
Alexander Rodriguez.
Yeah, Tyler. Yeah.
He was hot.
Tyler. Yeah.
Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
I think they tried to make him more of the new Shamar Moore, but that may not be replaced.
No.
And how funny must it be to be like get a role on a soap opera and be like, okay, here's your role, because we know a lot of roles are only meant to be there in like a week or 2 weeks, and then they develop into something.
But the best
like, how
thing-
hard do you work that? Like, do we think the bartender's gonna be?
But something can happen. He can die at any moment. And then the best thing about
No.
soap operas is they will bring you back from the dead.
I love that you said die. That's the next go-to. Not even like, yes, he'll be around for a few brunches. He will die and come back.
Well, I mean, I certainly like Michael Rourke. I mean, he was my first red carpet interview, so that was pretty cool. He was Travis, like the bartender, and so I'd like him to stay on because I actually like him with Vicky. But yeah, a lot of times, this is how they do it with soaps. as we saw with Bethany's entrance this week, all women enter as skanks and all men enter as sleazeballs. The problem is they start to pull that out as they go along. They're like, oh wait, no, they're a good person, or they're not.
Right.
And that's just how they write everyone. But to me, Travis, he's not so much. He's just like eye candy at this moment and a shoulder to cry on. So they're not making him too sleazy, but.
My message to Victoria, get a password on your cell phone.
Please.
She pulled the phone out from under the bed. It was the family picture.
Yeah, I can't.
No password.
I can't believe people don't lock their phone nowadays, but we had that poll on GH and half of the panel.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, my phone is not locked because I dropped it, and because of taking pictures, you can't have it locked every few minutes.
Do you have an iPhone?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure because we have that whole finger recognition.
Do you want to do the shadiest moment on me right now?
Right. Do you have
Did
an
you see it?
iPhone?
Did you hear?
You might be an Android person.
We need some
Right, a refill, please.
refill. I love you guys.
No password.
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, and so, yeah, basically, what did you guys think of Summer with Luca? Because to me, it is not cool.
I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't see it. She looks like a bad granddaughter, bad whatever, bad
Just
Newman.
like,
and that's a
who would send an email and, like, who would do that?
Nobody.
And
It's
then,
why would she think that would go over well with Victoria?
And I was just over her last week when she ran to Victor. Grandma's divorcing you. Like, Nikki's
yeah,
grown.
I really had a problem when she went to visit her grandfather and be like, Grandma,
Every time
that's
she
just
says
rude.
grandpa, I want to throw up.
Oh my God! I totally feel that too. I was like,
Yeah.
do you know who your grandpa is? And then I love that her lines were like, I know, but hello. Yeah, Hitler was a bad guy, but he's
Yeah.
grandpa.
But
no.
And that's really it. It's like, why is Summer the champion? Because it was her mother that was basically raped by what he did. And I'm just like, I'm going to strangle you, Summer.
But I think that that's a writer issue. They
Yeah.
know that Hunter King is a great actress.
Yeah, she's
and they
phenomenal.
want
okay, you
her.
guys and these government names. I got to keep up with you guys.
Oh, Hunter King. That's the only like name I know. No, but I think that that's a writer issue and it's not an actress because you have to admit every scene that she is in as Summer,
she's
she
amazing.
tries.
Yeah.
Even though she read the script, she's like, I sent an email to the whole of Newman Enterprises. Okay,
let me
I
make
want
this
to
work.
ask
there's an
her.
offshore beef shortage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I want to ask her, when you read your scripts, do you throw up too? Like, because I'm just like, because she's such a delightful person and a great actress, but some of the
She's
material
a smart actress.
they've been giving her, and I'm just like, do you look at it and go, seriously?
Yeah, like how much
so.
power do they have? Where it's like, and we know that they only do 1 or 2 takes of each scene, and that's it because they have to move on.
Yeah, because I'm curious, because I know in GH their problem is the writers are in New York and they're based in LA. So there's...
That is so weird to me.
everything is so set in stone before they get to it, so there's not a lot of leeway. But with Y&R, I'm not really sure. If anybody knows the answer to that, we'd love to know.
Oh, with Skype and
Yeah.
FaceTime, I
Yeah.
would imagine they can make some changes real quick.
I love Kiera. She's like, there's a solution to everything. Writer.
Hey.
Should we talk about Joe?
Yeah, let's keep talking about it.
The fact
you
that
have
she
stuff to say.
commanded every scene.
Everyone.
And I say to you, ladies, do not underestimate your elders.
Oh, for sure.
So, but what the article I read is that she is here to cause shit, to start ratings coming back up. She's going to get in every storyline from Hillary and Jack to everything. She is going to get involved.
I love it, though. We're missing that factor. Like you said, all of the OGs of Y&R, they're out of here. So it's so good to see a familiar face, and we know exactly what she's going to bring, and I'm for it.
Yeah, and that was the thing. And also I commented, like, in the rundown here, is that Michael was in every episode.
He
and
was.
I love that. Like, it was Michael and Lauren scenes. Because Christian
you
LeBlanc
guys,
is like,
come on.
Well, you
He's
have
the most boring character. He's like, I took myself to the bar and I got myself back
Now,
into it.
I will admit
You know how
he's
many bars
boring.
I'm not allowed back into? Okay, it takes a process.
But you remember old school bad Michael with all those
Oh, yeah.
evil storylines. Like, that's the Michael I want to see and I miss. You've been asleep for 10 years.
Yeah, because Christian LeBlanc is a phenomenal actor. You
Yes.
know,
He is.
he is a fun guy. He's also a stand-up comedian, so that's why
And I wish-
a bro card with him.
I wish he had more scenes with Kevin. They
Yeah.
were great together.
Because that's what I loved. Again, I guess we'll bring that up since you mentioned it. But yeah, Kevin and Michael need more scenes together. I love
do.
that family dynamic. And where the hell is Gloria? Because I want Gloria to meet the Nat, as I put her, Natalie. 'Cause
The annoying Nat.
I was like, that was honestly one of my favorite moments this week, as much as I love Billy right now. But when Kevin picked Mariah to go with her, he's like, no, this is,
That
and
was
I was
amazing.
just like,
Did you see the face? It was like, what?
Yeah.
Like that was a real moment, which I love real moments. Because we know when we follow the storyline and there's a real moment, that was so great. And bros before hoes.
yeah.
Such a perfect sum up.
Oh no, that's true, because Mariah is.
But is she always going to be the bro?
No, because I feel like, because when Cameron talked to this in our interview about how they're
Love the interview, by the way.
Yeah, they're sex.
Like, I wanna hang out with you guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, she's so funny. But yeah, like their sex was so bad, but that happens. Like, and they were nervous because they're friends.
Not in my world.
And that's
You're
why
out.
she's like, of course it had to be me. And then we're like, but their relationship is so much more than that. And I think that it will come back around to being more of a mature relationship. After she kissed him and he was like, oh yeah.
Lacretia, would you date somebody that is perfect in every way, that you have chemistry, but the sex is not good? Would you date somebody like that?
I don't know. Is he cute, as cute as Greg Rickard?
His forehand is like huge. Wait a minute.
He's adorable. Oh,
No, but would you date a guy like that?
I probably would. If he's perfect in every way.
Oh,
Yeah.
about that.
I was like, yeah, your
It's
answer.
Pinot Grigio.
Yeah.
Good Pinot Grigio.
Yes, thank you.
Can I bring up one topic?
Please.
Sure.
We finally got to see food in Genoa City.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, it was 2 waffles, and they milked those waffle scenes like nothing I could ever. Because every scene, like, it's almost like a drinking game. Notice when they're at the table and it's only coffee or water, and then they leave without paying, which you know is my thing. But we got to see some food and waffles,
That was so fun.
and I love it.
But when you're rich, you have a tab. They have your credit card on file.
She was up to eat. And I love that Jack was with Phyllis upstairs like, oh, they don't have room service.
Yeah, I know. I was
Order a
like,
pizza?
No, when he shaded her about cooking, I can kind of identify with that.
I like that moment, actually. Because like, we know
it
Phyllis
was
doesn't
real.
cook.
Yeah, it was so
yeah,
real.
that was a good husband and wife moment. Because that
Yes.
is the thing. Is like, I do like Phyllis and Jack together, but
Do you
I'm sorry.
really?
I
With
do.
Billy, I'm
I
just
do.
like, it's.
I didn't like her with Nick.
Yeah, I hated Vic. Yeah, it was gross. Yeah, it's like, that was ick.
But Jack
Yeah.
always talks like he's like a superhero. It's like, you and me against the world, Red. And he said it like 3 times.
But calling her
this week.
Red is so cute.
And I'm just like, how is talking
I love
like,
it.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
that
Are
is
you guys serious?
That is
Yes.
adorable. And how is talking like a superhero not adorable? Like, this
Then
is
you have to
someone
have a
who literally-
body like a superhero.
I'm not getting into that with you.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not today.
I already brought up the balls last week.
no.
I'm good.
So,
He's still a good-looking man for
He
his
is.
age.
No, he is.
do you think Jack is ever going to fool around with Hillary?
Yes, I see that coming.
Honestly, I think Hillary will drug him to make it right. 'Cause
Wow, we
she-
went from here to here.
Well, she
again.
tried that with Kane before.
Yeah.
You know, years ago.
And she
when
has
first
access to
came
the
on.
laboratory.
Yes. Because
I use the fancy word for that.
Because Jack Abbott is not a guy to willingly go there, especially after the stuff.
He
with
was already flirty.
A little bit.
But yeah, to me, the stuff with Neil and Devon and then Phyllis, you know,
But
Jack
he's gonna
Abbott,
find
yeah.
he's gonna find out that Phyllis
Yeah.
is cheating, and he's gonna be like, just like Billy did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we
maybe-
see a repeat of stories. He's gonna be like, oh, you did that, then I'm gonna be with Hillary, and then we're gonna have a new perfume.
But Jack is
Or a
not
new
spiteful.
baby.
At least not the Jack. The Jack Abbott we've known.
A little light-skinned baby.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
You could say that. I could never say that.
That's why we're diverse on this panel.
It's like, is Jack still fertile?
Jack's balls.
Aren't they fertile to like 100?
Yeah, with men it's a little different. That's true. But I'm just like, I cannot see Jack fathering a child. But to me, oh, well, it would be nice to have one that's around. Like,
Yeah.
I was actually surprised. Oh, number one, I was gonna say, Phyllis got to see 2 beds this week. Her bed with Jack, and then the hotel bed. Because remember when she was like, oh, it's the sofa. She was in 2 beds. I was surprised when we saw Jack's body. He
It wasn't
It
bad.
wasn't, no, it
throwing
wasn't bad.
shade and
It wasn't the best, but it was home buffet.
well, and to me, I'm just like, I just still don't see Jack unless he's just really Jack goes off the wagon. That would be what we get with Hillary.
He and Nikki are gonna go like on
Yeah.
some Napa tour, and they're gonna
Right.
get wasted off the
No.
land. Yeah.
Because to me, I was like, this Jack Abbott is not spiteful.
It's
And the
gonna
rest,
happen.
No,
Her
he's being a
character's
little
staying
too
around.
gentle, though.
Something's
Yeah,
happening.
and that's the thing is,
So I have to say, when they were about to go to the hotel room, he had this card, and you know, my mom watched the show last week.
Mm-hmm.
Mom was like, "A debit card." I'm like, "No, it's a hotel room card. It's a hotel room card."
oh, it's funny.
You guys are itching
Yeah.
for payment.
was like, who's paying the bill? And I love that the after ceremony, the after like cemetery was nobody paid.
Nobody
Telling they have a tab.
Yeah, they have a tab everywhere because it's a small town.
Well, I go there all the time too,
yeah.
and that park gets more action than me on a Friday night.
And at night with no lights.
No, there's lights.
They're real dim.
And there's like a motorcycle helmet in the corner.
Yeah.
Stop it. Shade in the park.
Well, after that, we have anything else to discuss on the week that was in Genoa City?
Just that I love that I think we're getting back to what Young and the Restless was,
Yeah.
and it was a class war, and we get to see some of our old-fashioned heroes come and fight better than most. Because I'll be honest, survival items like whatever. I think we're in for some really fun times.
Yeah, and that's what brings me to let's get to the shadiest moment of the week.
Oh.
Here.
Dun dun dun. And you know what? I plan to have my sunglasses here with me.
Oh yeah.
But did you plan to have this blouse on?
Oh.
Like, hello.
Oh.
Oh my
What's
God.
wrong with the blouse?
Yeah, you got them, flaunt them.
Shade.
Well, I'm going to do that next week. I'm just going to have a cutaway
Please,
with my
please.
bazooms.
So, shadiest moment of the week. I have to crown Miss Hillary as the Shade Queen.
Yes.
So not only did she get shady with Jill, we heard some of those lines like, money is helpful, but some of us do marry for love. I'm sure at least one of your marriages was for more than adding to your bank account.
That was so good.
And that
Colin
wing you're
takes from
talking
her.
about, you have me to
Yeah.
thank for that. That was so
Yeah.
shady. And like I said, Jill is a seasoned OG on that show. For her to have the audacity to talk to her like that, shady.
Yeah, I wanted Jill to drag her down, and then also that's
It's
why I
coming.
hate that Colin wasn't there because it's like, well, she loves Colin because he's kind of a scoundrel. He
Right,
takes
and
her
then
money.
Hillary mentioned Jill's past. She was like, you were a manicurist, you stole Catherine's husband, and we were talking about this early. Jill is no virgin when it comes to husbands.
When you look up Jill's husbands, like on Wikipedia, there's like 6 husbands. They're like, girl, you have nothing on Elizabeth Taylor. Like.
And not only did she make Jill uncomfortable, but I think she made Kane really uncomfortable in that situation because Kane knew that Hillary was behind the donation and was going to cross the wings with Hillary's mother and also Miss Chancellor. So it was shady.
And
Shade all around. Shade.
Yeah, and Kane just wants to protect his family, but I think they're getting to the point where they're like, no.
Yeah, it's over.
But here's what I ask you. Do we like Hillary enough as an actress and as a character for her to be that villain?
I have to admit, I do. The shady Hillary, I'm all for that.
Yeah, I find this interesting. I love to hate her, and that's a good thing. Like, because I like Michelle Morgan, and I'm glad that she's getting some meat with this story.
Noted,
Yeah.
Michelle
Yeah.
Morgan.
I will be the discordant. I don't think she's ready to be that villain yet. And so she just comes across as a little annoying.
But her hair
This
is
about like
snatched.
yeah, but I know, but it's like you have to like. So,
But they're giving it to her. She literally has a connection with every actor on that show. So
Yeah.
that says a lot about the potential
is
they
true.
see in her.
Yeah.
so she's sleeping with a writer. Okay.
Hey, I didn't say all of that.
No, again, we don't endorse that here at AfterBuzz.
Not at
all. We have no idea what Michelle does in her spare time.
I love Lacretia. She's like, these two newbies, I
know.
have to keep them in check.
No, this
Yeah.
one. I'm jumping ship.
You wore that blouse, so you can.
They can't even see. My mic is covering it up, but yeah.
Your mic is covering a lot.
Speaking of Alexander, what about the best and worst dressed in Genoa City
Okay,
this week?
I will be honest. I'm not the hugest fan of Victoria's outfits because she's tall, she's thin, she's not bosomly. I just made up that word.
It is a word, right?
Busty.
Bosomly, I like it. Which is fine because she's a very sexy actress.
Yeah,
But
Amelia Henley is
the
beautiful.
outfits don't usually flatter. Her outfit this week meant that she was in control, and I thought it was a really good contrast that she gave up control. She's like, I'm not going to be at work, I'm going to go to the bar. But the outfit, you see like the high collar, and then she had 2 brass buttons
was
towards her
so
pelvis.
cute.
It fit her body well. It said, you know what, I'm making this decision as a woman. And I thought this outfit was really complimentary to her body, to her character, and I love that her hair was out of that goddamn bun, and it was just, she looked like a woman, you know? And she explored her sexuality this week. Her hair was loose, and it's just the eyebrows that,
Oh,
it's like Joan Crawford called, like,
I
no.
love bushy eyebrows. The bush is in.
No, it fits.
Yeah, it fits Amelia, and like to me, I think it would look weird if she because to me that's
Had
always
anything
how I've
else.
seen
Yeah,
her.
and I love her hair. Next hair color I get, I'm taking her picture in.
I just thought it was a great outfit, fit her well. I'm glad she wore it for 4 of the 5 episodes.
Yeah, 'cause it fits her
Later
character.
that day.
Yeah.
I would love time travel in Genoa City, by the way. Because, okay, my worst dress,
Legends
I'm
of
sorry.
Genoa City.
You know, I don't buy into their boring relationship, and it's Chelsea with this outfit. You don't wake up and wear like a chain around your throat with like a leash. And then you don't wear pants under your apron blouse weirdness. And she's got a great figure, but you look from the side, it doesn't look like she has a great figure. This was the worst outfit ever. She's worried about her husband being in jail, but she's gonna wear a hippie outfit from 1999. Honey, and nobody's gonna lead you by that leash. Okay.
I know, and you got some shade in the chat for your telling Chelsea and Adam boring.
I'm
earlier,
sorry, you
so
guys.
I was like, I was just gonna point that out since you're like their boring relationship. I was like, yeah, some of our fans don't agree with that. They're like, if you've been watching,
But they're too saccharine sweet. They're too sweet.
Wait, you missed a great outfit this week.
No.
Please tell me.
No, Phyllis's dress.
Oh, no, we
had a
talked
white
about this
collar
before.
Yeah.
And cutouts on the side, and then the bottom was red, and it was black. She was color blocking.
Wait a minute,
Serving
I would have
cutouts.
given her that outfit.
Yeah.
Number 1, it was for breakfast.
Okay.
Because I even said, I was like, that's a good outfit.
A little much
She's like,
for breakfast.
I'm happy to meet you for breakfast, even though they didn't eat the waffles. Not for breakfast. And I don't think it was flattering towards her body.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I agree with you. I was like, I liked that.
I
outfit,
loved it with the white straps on the neckline.
I'm gonna have my own spin-off shop.
too. You're like, I'm just gonna have a fashion show.
No, but you know, in keeping with character, you have to think about
Okay.
character. And I think every outfit should fit the character. I think this outfit fitted Victoria.
It did.
And I would agree
did.
that didn't fit Chelsea because Chelsea, you know, she's a designer. She's
beautiful.
That I would agree with that.
And that
didn't fit her.
chain. And if you're going to have a really important scene about your husband being thrown in jail, don't have this weird accessory swinging left or right. Like, do that for, like, I would have put that on Victoria at the bar. Like, can I have another free drink?
All right, and he went and grabbed it. Yeah, girl. Okay, you did your thing this week.
I'm not so unpopular, and I just have my opinion.
Winners and losers.
Yes,
I
of
can't
course,
wait for
guys.
this.
It's here for my segment, the winners and losers of the week. And
I love this. And you know, we got tweeted at this week.
Well,
We did?
Oh, yes, with their own opinions.
and that's what I love because I like what I do, and I'll compile a lot of the other stuff too because sometimes I miss stuff. I have to watch 2 soap operas, guys. But with the winner and loser, it's actually the same person this week.
Oh, I love when this happens.
fun. It's Summer. Winner, because I love that she stood up for Mariah, and I like her scenes with Noah, and I was glad to see Noah for once.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Oh
Robert's
my
not
God,
on.
you guys. So, since I've been out of it, I haven't seen Noah.
Yeah.
Who dat?
Yeah.
My hashtag was who dat.
Who dat?
He is so
Yeah,
cute.
Robert Adamson is adorable. And
When can he come back? Can
Yeah,
he kill somebody or like do something?
He did run over Billy, so
he
it was
did,
an
he
accident, but
He's the good guy.
He was
Yeah,
so
he
cute,
was
and
the
he
best
was
kid.
so sweet. He offered a sweet. Anyway, I'm stopping. I'm just gushing.
yeah, but that's the thing is with Summer too. She's a loser of the week because of just going after Grandpa and Luca, and it's just like, honey, you need to be smarter about men. I mean,
a side.
I know we've had several paternity tests, so we know finally that she's Nick's, and that makes sense. But can we have a maternity test? Because there's no way that dummy is Phyllis's daughter. Sometimes I'm like, seriously.
Yeah, Phyllis is way too waiting
Phyllis
for that.
is smart, and that's why I was like,
She was like,
oh, I love Hunter, and I loved Summer. I gave her, props, but
Okay, so what do we think is going to happen this next week?
yeah, that's the thing is let's get to we'll do news and gossip before we do
sorry.
predictions.
God,
There we go.
I'm new to AfterBuzz. I didn't even know how to do Buzz TV. I didn't even know how to do that last
Because
week.
this will spin us into predictions. Well, Elizabeth Hendrickson, who played Chloe, the daughter of the Chancellor maid, of course, and then we have, she had Delia with Billy, and so that she's
where are they?
She was in the credits,
Yeah.
by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's coming back full time, guys, and so that sparks, some really good story because Chloe coming back can probably, story for Adam, Chelsea,
I
Kevin,
loved her.
Mariah.
I did. And Delia, is she going to come back 18 years old?
Well,
Grown in a mini dress.
Adam did run her over, and they're pretty much established that she is dead since her
But
ghost
it's
has
a
come back.
soap opera.
Adam
They
should
can always
not
come back.
have a car. He shouldn't have access to his closet. He's just not.
And Chloe was pregnant when she last showed up. Well, not the last time she showed up and ran over Adam, but the time before. So we'll see about that. And then speaking of babies, Jason Thompson, of course, Billy Abbott, had a baby boy, and he named him after Star Child himself, R.I.P., David Bowie. Little Bowie Thompson right there.
How dare you cheat on me? I'm still
So
upset.
cute, and he has a head full of hair.
He looks like me, I'm just saying.
He does.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jason. And let's get to predictions then, since this news and gossip has brought out some possible juicy storylines, guys.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
This is new,
weird.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
New.
we said-
Somebody's in my ear. I have no clue. Was that okay?
But yeah, so with Chloe coming back, I feel, and even my mother jumped in to say this as well, that's who's framing Adam. And yeah, because she hates Adam more than anyone because of Delia. And the last time she was here, she hit him with a car. So yeah, they're pushing way too hard for Victor here.
That's kind of true. I didn't even think about that.
My future thing is that they're going to have to build in the whole Adam leaving the show for a little bit to see if this show takes off. I see him going to jail for a while, and then Chelsea's going to wear more ugly outfits, and we're going to feel bad.
Prediction. Victor is out of jail next week. I see
Next
it happening.
week?
I see it happening. How many more times can he punch the wall? His hands gonna fall.
In my notes, I'm like, they got a free makeup kit.
Free Vic. And I also think, like we said, Hillary's gonna be pregnant. And we're not going to know who the daddy is. It may be Neil, maybe Devon, or Jack. But I'm gunning for Jack.
We didn't even talk about Victor and Nikki talking to each other.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
But it was...
it was
That
very...
was a throwaway scene, and that should have been a big scene to me.
Yeah.
I
And
thought
that-
it was just weird that it was just so casual.
Yeah, it was. And that was the thing. Is oh yeah, she did give him those divorce papers, but it was a very blink and you missed it. Because Summer had basically spoiled it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think they're really going to go through with the divorce?
I think so. Because to me, for Nikki's character, I'm so tired of the Nikki and Victor round and round right now. You can come back to it, but at this point, it's tired. Just like her going to the bottle again. Let's have
I
something
agree
new.
with that, but what then do we have for Nikki?
Yeah, to me, I've always wanted Nikki with Neil. Let it happen.
Oh. What if Nikki joined forces with Jill Abbott and they became I want Nikki to be a villain.
See, I would love to see that.
Yes, I would too. What if Nikki and Jill was like, you know what, this is all crap. Let's take back Genoa City like we did.
That would be good.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Devon, what's next for him? Do you think he's going to
so
stay with
tired of
Hillary
that.
when this all
I'm
unfolds?
so tired of that, and I feel like, let's give the ethnics some little story. It's boring. Is it not boring?
Honestly, I really like Bright and Michele, so I'm I try not to hate on Hillary and Devon so much because they were such great interviews.
Yeah.
But I agree.
And I remember him from Family Matters.
Exactly.
So cute.
I know, and he's adorable. So I really want Devon to get his balls back. Is how I'm gonna say with Hillary because I like.
But
that
do
he
we
will
really
call her
care
out,
though?
I mean, we do. He had some
Devon
great
have
scenes.
some big fans. Hillary and Devon are probably the most popular couple as far as the polls for soap operas right now.
I would agree.
I mean, I'm more of a Chelsea Adam, but I get it with Devon and Hillary. There's a lot of chemistry there. Yeah.
I just want Chelsea and Adam to have some kinky body wax scene, and then I'll believe that they're not the most boring couple on TV.
And then Lily stepped it up this week when she was talking to Devon and she was like, I'm being blackmailed by your bitch of a wife. I love
You just
Lily.
spelled out B-I-T-C.
Yes,
I did. I didn't know if that was a network word or not.
You can say bitch. They say it on the
Bitch.
show. If
You
they
can
say
show
it
this
on the
much
show,
cleavage,
they're
but
allowed.
say B-I-T-C.
Hey. Yeah, I love Lily with a backbone.
Yeah, I love Lily and Hillary's fights. I honestly don't want that to end. 'Cause
I don't
it's so
either.
entertaining.
Who would win? One-on-one.
Lily, you can see, Crystal has some tattoos. She's a
Does
badass.
she?
Mm-hmm.
I'm less interested in that. I want Phyllis to beat up Hillary.
That
That's
would
what
be
I
more
want.
fun.
I
Yeah.
could see that.
Yep.
Just
at their
all the
board
girls get the
retreat, remember?
punches. Yeah.
There's a board retreat.
Yeah,
All right.
And they just tie Hillary to the stake, and Ashley gets a few jobs.
I just want an invite to that board retreat. Can we make that happen?
Yeah, because are we going to the mountains like I did this week?
Like I said, I think they should put us in as the extras. Well, you want to be on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
I have no interest in being in the show, but like
Done
just to
with
be on the
extra
set,
work.
I just want to like open the door, put my face in. You guys are so
Yeah.
fun. And when I watch this show, and I hope our listeners feel that way when they watch the show, like they're thinking about us too. Like
I hope
we're gonna comment about that. Like when Billy's
I know.
bedroom, I was like, bedroom.
Well, guys, I know my loyal Sunday Soap Blog viewers, they do love to add to the conversation during the week with Twitter. So why don't we give out our Twitter, since we've obviously
Let's
talked
do
about
it.
everything here in Genoa City. So, Kiera, where can they find you?
On Twitter at Kiera Giavanni. That's Kiera Giavanni.
And how about you, Alexander?
On the Rocks on air.
And of course, you guys can always find me at LACRETIALYON, since there is only one. And of course, be sure to like us on Facebook at The Restless Wrap Up, like us on YouTube and iTunes. Just give us those 5 stars. And thanks so much for watching. Yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.